Welcome to Program Approval Training Part 2. My name is Julia Henderson, and I serve as the Family and Consumer Science Education Specialist here at the Minnesota Department of Education. Program Approval Training Part 2 will provide an overview of program design and course offerings. A recording of this training will be emailed directly to FCS and service occupation teachers who are up for renewal. Part 2 recording is tailored specifically for FCS and service occupation programs in early childhood, hospitality and culinary, and fashion, apparel, and design programs. This comprehensive video will provide a step-by-step guidance on navigating the program approval application within the FCS domain. This recording, along with additional resources found on MDE's program approval webpage, will equip FCS professionals with the knowledge and tools necessary to effectively manage the program approval application process. Whether you're a seasoned FCS educator or new to the field, this video offers invaluable insight to ensure compliance and success in program development and implementation. Join us as we explain the approval process and empower you to excel in delivering quality programming. As a reminder, if you have not viewed Program Approval Training Part 1, please stop this video and watch Part 2 before proceeding. Today's training agenda will focus on the following items: tips for quick and successful program approval, program design, tab 2, preparing course syllabi and other evidence, tab 4, completing the program approval application, and a timeline. By the end of the recording, our objective is to provide the clarity necessary to ensure confidence in completing the program approval application process. Before we begin discussing tab 2 and 4 on the application form, I encourage you to open up the following resources that were provided in the email sent. If you did not receive an email from me notifying you that you are up for renewal, or you are submitting an application as a new program, please note that all of these resources listed can be located on our MDE's webpage and downloaded. Finally, if you do not have the application form open on your desktop, I would encourage you to open the file and have the directions and checklist tab open, as many of the items discussed today will be highlighted on this tab. To get to the program approval webpage on MDE's website, you can type the URL on the left side into your web browser, or go to MDE's homepage and hover over District Schools and Educators and then Teaching and Learning. Select Career and Technical Education. Once you're on the CTE webpage, on the left-hand column, select Program Approval. Please be sure that you have the most current copy of the program approval application form open on your desktop, as all resources are reviewed and updated annually. As noted on Program Approval Training Part 1, which reviewed tabs 1, 3, and 5. However, before we proceed, I want to take a moment and note that if you are submitting an application for FCS and service occupation, that 2 separate forms need to be submitted. In the blue box on the left-hand side, you can see FCS program code 090101. Whereas within the green box, you can locate the 3 service occupation programs related to FCS: early childhood, fashion, apparel, and design, and hospitality and tourism. If you are unsure of what program code you would be utilizing for your application, you want to identify your teaching licensure by visiting the Minnesota Professional Educator Licensing and Standards Board, also known as PELSB, and selecting Licensure Lookup. Once you've looked up your licensure number, you can reference Table C or look at the bottom half below the line to see what program your licensure would fall under. Each program code is specific to what courses you would be able to teach based on the licensure you hold, and will be reflected on tabs 2 and 4 that we will review in this video. We will now begin reviewing details starting with tab 2, Program Design. The Program Design tab is based on Minnesota Rule 3505.2550, which states that programs shall provide opportunities for career awareness, career exploration, career preparation. The program reflects an understanding of programs of study and provide guidance that reflect current labor market information. The curriculum addresses career development, technology, literacy, and workplace skills is aligned to local standards for career and technical education programs and supports a broad understanding of the industry. Safety instruction is based on federal, state, and local health and safety laws, regulations, and policies. Curriculum development is appropriate, gender and culturally neutral, and is reviewed at least once every 5 years. Students have access to work-based learning opportunities, and where utilized, such activities are guided by training agreements and training plans. Instruction provides a balance of classroom and laboratory activities and utilizing technology. Authentic assessment is used to measure knowledge and skill proficiency. Students have access to leadership development opportunities through student organization and other means. So tab 2 will encompass all of Minnesota Rule 3505.2550. Let's begin by taking a look at questions 1 and 2. Questions 1 and 2 on tab 2 asks to provide details on what leadership skills such as critical thinking, communication, problem solving, decision making do students develop by enrolling in your program, and what activities or projects are used to develop them. You can see a list of examples provided, and this information can be detailed either on your application form or within each course syllabi. However, please be sure that you are not providing a long list of activities offered within your classes, but more specifically, we are looking to see from the activities provided what leadership skills are students developing. For example, a summary could include, in our culinary program, we are implementing a brigade system in our kitchen labs, assisting and assigning students specific roles such as a sous chef, line cook, or dishwasher. This encourages teamwork, leadership, and accountability as students collaborate to execute culinary tasks efficiently, mirroring the structure found in professional kitchens. Through the systems, students learn the importance of communication, delegation, and problem solving while honing in their culinary skills in a dynamic, real-world setting. Another example could include in our early childhood or education and training courses, students organized a community book drive for a local elementary school, fostering leadership and community engagement. Students take on various roles such as event coordinators, outreach liaisons, and volunteer supervisors, learning to plan, execute, and evaluate a successful community service project. This experience not only instills a sense of responsibility and empathy, but also provides practical skills in project management, teamwork, and communications that are essential for future educators. Question 2 on the application asks if, Question 2 on the application asks if to identify you offer one of the state-approved career and technical student organizations, also known as CTSOs. In FCS, the aligned CTSO would be FCCLA. However, it is not a requirement to have an affiliated chapter. If you do have an active chapter, you would place an X next to FCCLA. If you do not, you will place an X next to none of the above. Question 3 on program design asks to provide a description of the career development and experiential learning activities embedded in your program. Every student should learn about career pathway opportunities they are being prepared for through enrollment in a particular career and technical education course. A question to reflect on is, what career-specific development activities prepare students for career pathway success? Approved CTE programs do more than give students opportunities to explore, rather they begin to prepare students for career pathways. Question 4 on tab 2 asks to provide a description on the safety instructions and assessments included within the program that is relevant to the specific program areas. Often I find that applications only focus on curriculum within their culinary programs. However, it is crucial that you identify in the application form course syllabi or related pieces of evidence how safety is embedded throughout your entire program. Some examples may include, within a culinary program, there is a particular emphasis on ServSafe certification. Students receive comprehensive training in food safety protocols, including proper handling, storage, and preparation techniques. Within an education and training course, safety instruction can encompass a range of vital topics, including confidentiality, CPR, and first aid procedures. Finally, within an apparel textile course, safety instruction could include working with various materials and equipment. Students learn proper handling techniques for tools such as sewing machines and fabric scissors to prevent accidents and injuries. Specifically, we are looking to identify how programs ensure a safe and healthy working environment. Please note that when you are providing examples and evidence, you are encouraged to submit any additional documentation that may demonstrate what steps you are taking within your program to ensure safety. This could include a lab agreement, document, or safety assessments to exemplify safety instruction based on federal, state, and local health and safety laws, regulations, and policies. Lastly, if you have not heard, we have launched a new safety guidance page on our CTE webpage. I encourage you, if you have not seen or visited the site, to view the safety recommendations provided on our webpage. Tab 4, District CTE Courses. Please select tab 4 on your program approval application. And some items to consider when entering your course offerings with your programs are course names aligned to a career pathway? Aligning course names with career pathways within FCS programs ensure that students received targeted instruction and skills developed relevant to their chosen career fields. These courses provide a clear roadmap for students interested in pursuing specific careers within a broadened realm of family consumer sciences. A second consideration to ask is there a distinct division between courses that aid in forming a course sequence leading to a career pathway? Courses that aim in forming a course sequence leading towards a career pathway are distinguished by their alignment with specific skill sets and knowledge areas essential for success in a particular field. This aims to limit the number of singletons and provides a coherent learning trajectory. Designed to build upon each other, these courses offer a structured pathway progressively advancing students' skills and competencies towards mastery in their chosen career pathway. And finally, please remember one course per number line. Do not duplicate a course code for 2 or 3 separate classes. Each course code can only be associated with one course. For example, you should not have 2 related food classes both coded as the same course code 16. Going back to the second bullet point, there needs to be a clear distinction between classes. Therefore, each course needs to have its own individual course code. If you are unsure what I am referring to when I say course codes, you will want to open up Table C if you do not have it open already. Table C lists all CTE programs, codes, and teaching licensures. Once again, you will either want to open up the FCS or Service Occupation tab, depending on what licensure you hold and the application you are completing. Within each tab, you will find a list of approved courses with course codes that you will reference when completing tab 4. Identifying local CTE standards. As part of this past legislative session, Minnesota Statute Section 120B.022 Subdivision 1 was amended to read, A district must establish and regularly review its own standard for career and technical education programs. Standards must align with CTE frameworks developed by the Department of Education, standards developed by national CTE organizations, or recognized industry standards. This information is critical to know as we discussed what elements your course syllabi should include to ensure your program meets requirements. Once you have all of your courses listed on tab 4, you will want to begin to ensure your course syllabi have the following elements within, such as a course title, course description, outline, and as we just referenced, local CTE standards. If you would like a template syllabi, please email me directly and I would be happy to provide one. Depending on how your district is developing your local CTE standards, I want to reference and mention that the Minnesota FCS frameworks are aligned to national FCS standards, as illustrated on the screenshot on the right of your screen. You can find the Minnesota FCS frameworks by visiting our MDE webpage. Within your course syllabi, you can also include information on program design, including student leadership, career exploration, and safety. If you already have this information listed within each syllabi, please note on tab 2 to see syllabi. Otherwise, you can list information directly on the application form. Lastly, within your program approval application, if you are submitting a 099090 work-based learning program as part of your FCS program application and hold a work-based learning endorsement, please ensure you have the additional pieces of evidence included in your submission, such as a work-based learning training plan, training agreement, evaluation plan, and any other documents used. For examples, please visit the Work-Based Learning webpage and select sample forms. Lastly, within your program approval application, if you have any questions while completing the application form or reviewing, there will be technical support sessions provided. All sessions will be published and announced on our bi-monthly FCS newsletter. If you are not subscribed to the newsletter, please send me an email directly to be added to the listserv. Districts can begin completing program approval applications as of June 1st. For districts anticipating any teacher or course changes over the summer, we recommend waiting until the fall to submit or when changes are finalized. All applications are due by November 1st and must be emailed to the MDE program approval mailbox. Please reference the program approval checklist and timeline document on our webpage for specific details outlining a strategic plan. When sending your application to the MDE mailbox, please ensure that all documents are attached, including the application, syllabi, and any other evidence. Google Documents, links to Google Drives, or zip files will not be accepted. Additionally, if you send your application directly to the education specialist, it also will not be accepted. All applications must be sent directly to the MDE program approval mailbox with all supporting documents attached. My hope is that from viewing this training, you will have received the clarity necessary to have the confidence in completing the CTE program approval application process. Please do not hesitate to reach out by phone or email with any additional questions or clarifications necessary. Thank you.